View from the Bridge, a play by Arthur Miller, read for you by Weirdo Fries. Act 2. Light rises on Alfieri at his desk. On the 23rd of that December, a case of Scotch whiskey slipped from a net while being unloaded, as a case of Scotch whiskey is inclined to do so on the 23rd of December on Pier 41. There was no snow, but it was cold. His wife was out shopping. Marco was still at work. The boy had not been hired that day. Catherine told me later that this was the first time they had been together, alone, in the house. Light is rising on Catherine in the apartment. Rodolfo is watching as she arranges a paper pattern on cloth spread on the table. You hungry? Not for anything to eat. Pause. I have nearly $300. Catherine? I heard you don't like to talk about it anymore? Sure. I don't mind talking about it. What worries you, Catherine? I've been wanting to ask you about something. Could I? All the answers are in my eyes, Catherine. But you don't look in my eyes lately. You're full of secrets. She looks at him. She seems withdrawn. What is the question? Suppose I wanted to live in Italy. Rodolfo smiling at the incongruity. You're gonna marry somebody rich? No, I mean live there. You and me. Rodolfo, his smile vanishing. When? Well, when we get married. Rodolfo astonished. You want to be Italian? No, but I could live there without being Italian. Americans live there. Forever? Yeah. Rodolfo crosses to rocker. You're fooling. No, I mean it. Where'd you get such an idea? Well, you're always saying it's so beautiful there, with the mountains and the ocean and all the... You're fooling me. I mean it. Rodolfo goes to her slowly. Catherine, if I ever brought you home with no money, no business, nothing, they would call the priest and the doctor, and they would say Rodolfo is crazy. I know, but I think we would be happier there. Happier? What would you eat? You can't cook the view. Maybe you could be a singer, like in Rome, or Rome. Rome is full of singers. Well, I could work then. Where? God, there must be jobs somewhere. There's nothing. Nothing. Now tell me, what are you talking about? How can I bring you from a rich country to suffer in a poor country? What are you talking about? She searches for words. I would be criminal, stealing your face. In 2 years, you would have an old and hungry face. When my brother's babies cry, they give them water. Water that boiled the bone. Don't you believe that? Catherine quietly. I'm afraid of Eddie here. Slight pause. Rodolfo steps closer to her. We wouldn't live here. Once I'm a citizen, I could work anywhere and I would find better jobs and we would have a house. Catherine, if I were not afraid to be arrested, I would start to be something wonderful here. Catherine steeling herself. Tell me something. Just tell me, Rodolfo. Would you still want to do it if it turned out that we had to go live in Italy? Just if it turned out that way. This is your question? Or is this question? I would like to know, Rodolfo, I mean it. To go there with nothing. Yeah. No. She looks at him wide-eyed. No. You wouldn't? No. I will not marry you to live in Italy. I want you to be my wife, and I want to be a citizen. Tell him that. Or I will. Yes, he moves about angrily. And tell him also, and tell yourself, please, that I am not a beggar. And you are not a horse, a gift, a favor for a poor immigrant. Well, don't get mad. I am furious, goes to her. Do you think I am so desperate? My brother is desperate, not me. You think I will carry on my back the rest of my life a woman I didn't love just to be an American? It's so wonderful. You think we have no tall buildings in Italy? Electric lights? No white streets? No flags? No automobiles? Only work we don't have. I want to be an American so I can work. That is the only wonder here. Work. How can you insult me, Catherine? I didn't mean that. My heart dies to look at you. Why are you so afraid of him? Near tears. I don't know. Do you trust me, Catherine? You? It's only that he was good to me, Rodolfo. You don't know him. He was always the sweetest guy to me. Good. He rouses me all the time, but he don't mean it. I know. I would just feel ashamed if I made him sad, because I always dreamt that when I got married, he would be happy at the wedding and laughing, and now he's mad all the time and nasty. She's weeping. Tell him you'd live in Italy. Just tell him, and maybe he would start to trust you a little, see? Because I want him to be happy. I mean it. I like him, Rodolfo. And I can't stand it. Oh, Catherine. Oh, little girl. I love you, Rodolfo. I love you. Why are you afraid? That I'll spank you? Oh, don't laugh at me. I've been here all my life. Every day I saw him. When he left in the morning and when he came home at night. You think it's so easy to turn around and say to a man he's nothing to you no more? I know. But you don't know. Nobody knows. I'm not a baby. I know a lot more than people think I know. Beatrice says to be a woman, but yes. Then why don't she be a woman? If I was a wife, I would make a man happy instead of going at him all the time. I can tell a block away when he's blue in his mind and just wants to talk to somebody quiet and nice. I can tell when he's hungry or wants a beer before he even says anything. I know when his feet hurt. I know him. And now I'm supposed to turn around and make a stranger out of him? I don't know why I have to do that. Catherine, if I take in my hands a little bird and she grows and wishes to fly, but I will not let her out of my hands because I love her so much, is that the right thing for me to do? I don't say you must hate him. But anyway, you must go. Mustn't you, Catherine? Catherine softly. Hold me. Rodolfo clasping her to him. Oh, my little girl. Teach me. She's weeping. I don't know anything. Teach me, Rodolfo. Hold me. There's nobody here now. Come inside. Come. He's leading her towards the bedrooms. And don't cry anymore. Light rises on the street. In a moment, Eddie appears. He's unsteady, drunk. He mounts the stairs. He enters the apartment, looks around, takes a bottle from one pocket, puts it on the table, takes another bottle from another pocket, and a third from his inside pocket. He sees the pattern and cloth, goes over to it and touches it, and turns towards upstage. Beatrice! He goes to the open kitchen door and looks in. Beatrice! Beatrice! Catherine enters from bedroom. Under his gaze, she adjusts her dress. You got home early. Knocked off for Christmas early, indicating the pattern. Rodolfo making you a dress? No, I'm making a blouse. Rodolfo appears in the bedroom doorway. Eddie sees him and his arm jerks slightly in shock. Rodolfo nods to him testily. Beatrice went to buy presents for her mother. Pause. Pack it up. Go ahead. Get your stuff and get out of here. Catherine instantly turns and walks towards the bedroom, and Eddie grabs her arm. Where are you going? Catherine, trembling with fright. I think I have to get out of here, Eddie. No, you ain't going nowhere. He's the one. I think I can't stay here no more. She frees her arm, steps back towards the bedroom. I'm sorry, Eddie. She sees the tears in his eyes. Oh, well, don't cry. I'll be around the neighborhood. I'll see you. I just can't stay here no more. You know I can't. Her sobs of pity and love for him break her composure. Don't you know I can't? You know that, don't you? She goes to him. Wish me luck. She claps her hands prayerfully. Oh, Eddie, don't be like that. You ain't going nowheres. He reaches out suddenly, draws her to him, and as she strives to free herself, he kisses her in the mouth. Don't! He pulls on Eddie's arms. Stop that! Have respect for her! Eddie spun round by Rodolfo. You want some? Yes! She'll be my wife. That is what I want. My wife. What are you gonna be? I show you what I be. Wait outside. Don't argue with him. Come on. Show me. What are you gonna be? Show me. Rodolfo with tears of rage. Don't say that to me. Rodolfo flies at him in attack. Eddie pins his arms, laughing, and suddenly kisses him. Eddie! Let go, you hear me? I'll kill you! Let go of him! She tears at Eddie's face, and Eddie releases Rodolfo. Eddie stands there with tears rolling down his face as he laughs mockingly at Rodolfo. She's staring at him in horror. Rodolfo is rigid. They are like animals that have torn up one another and broken up without a decision, each waiting for the other's mood. Eddie to Catherine. You see? To Rodolfo. I gave you till tomorrow, kid. Get out of here. Alone. You hear me? Alone. I'm going with him, Eddie. She starts towards Rodolfo. Eddie indicating Rodolfo with his head. Not with that. She halts, frightened. He sits, still panting for breath, and they watch him helplessly as he leans towards them over the table. Don't make me do none, Catherine. But just step submarine. By rights, they ought to throw you back in the water. But I got pity for you. He moves steadily towards the door, always facing Rodolfo. Just get out of here and don't lay another hand on her. Unless you want to get out feet first. He goes out of the apartment. The lights go down as they rise in a fury.